Tone Loke in the building. Okay. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. Coach B here. Freddie, how you doing, man?
Well, you?
I'm doing good. We got a special guest with us today. Friend of the program and a friend of the family. Charles, how you doing, man?
I am doing wonderfully excellent.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah, this is the first time on your show, right?
No, but it's okay. When you get old, you tend to forget stuff like that.
I did the golf. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
But here's the thing, it won't be the last. What we're going to do today, and one of the reasons that I asked Charles to take out some time from his schedule to join us is, the fortnight of the final major, in tennis has already begun. The U.S. Open is underway. Charles and I have been to a few of them and kind of have a vested stake in that last major. So I wanted to bring you in, Charles, talk a little bit about this year's 2024 U.S. Open. I'm going to throw a couple questions at you, then I'm going to kick it over to Freddie, and then we'll just see what you got, okay? So the first thing that I want to ask you, based on what you've seen so far, is like, right now there's a number of Americans that are in it. Of the men and women Americans that are in it, which ones do you think will crack through to the quarterfinals or better?
I'm gonna say none of them.
Okay, that's harsh, but okay.
My question's out the window, but okay.
Even though Taylor Fritz is probably the highest ranking of all the American men, right? I'm not seeing. It's just so much talent in the men's draw, and I just don't see any of our guys getting there. Ben Shelton, he's talented, but just still too raw and immature. Tiafoe, he's so inconsistent, right? And then Coda, right, who's number 16. He is, again, he has the ability to go to that next level, but he hadn't shown it. And so so that's the men, right? So the women,
right,
which we got two women in the top 10, in the top 6 for and Coco. But will they make it to the second week? That's the big thing.
I'm saying quarterfinals. You don't even have them making it to Labor Day.
I don't even have them making it. The women is such a toss up, right? Right now, in the first round, you already have lost Danielle Collins. She was number 11, right? And I would definitely say that she would have probably more of the better game than the other two women that I just mentioned.
Better than Gauff.
Better than Gauff, yeah, because she hits well off both wings, right? And so I don't see any of the Americans make it to the second week.
Fair enough, Freddie.
Carlos, what I say, Alcaraz?
Yeah,
Alcaraz,
right?
Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah. Alcaraz. Do you think he repeats as the U.S. Open champ?
That is a good question. The top 4 men are really good. You got Djokovic, who's number 2, Alcaraz, who's number 3, and then Sinner, who is number 1. You got a lot of good, and then you got Rue, who's number 8. He's shown some good signs. So, but
is that the guy that got bounced yesterday? One of them cats got bounced yesterday.
Who got it bounced yesterday was Tsitsipas.
Somebody else. Give me another name.
Tsitsipas got bounced, and then Felix. He's so disappointing. Felix Aliassime from Canada. He played for the bronze medal in the Olympics, and he got bounced here in the first round in the U.S. Open. Him and Denis Shapovalov, right? Both of them from Canada. Really nice young talents, but they have been disappointing. I
Yeah,
think those are the two
Rune is out.
Rude is out. Rude.
Yes,
Oh
that's
my
what I
God!
saw.
So
Yeah,
I
Rune
missed that
lost
one.
yesterday
I missed that one.
in
So
straight sets.
he's what? He's 8, right? He's
In
number 8,
straight
right?
sets. He was 15th.
Oh, he's 15. Okay, I thought he was ranked a little higher than that.
Got cooked by an American, by the way.
Really?
Just so you know. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I just want to piggyback a little bit on Freddie's question though. I get what you're saying about stacked at the top, but more specifically, when you look at Carlos, what are his chances of repeating?
It's just so good. He has an incredible backhand and forehand, and he's got a really, really nice net game. I agree with you. Odds on favorite, Alcaraz is probably odds on favorite. You agree?
For me, yes. My concern came, I think, a couple days ago when he tweaked his ankle a little bit, but um, he's okay. I think that I believe it's going to come down to, him against Joker, much the way we saw in Wimbledon. What I'm curious to see though is that was a different surface, right? It was grass, and that was closer to the time that Joker was coming off of that knee thing. He still wears a brace on it, but he's had, 6-7 weeks, whatever, to get right. And he just hasn't been challenged so far. So yeah, I expect. I think Carlos is the future of men's tennis, and men's tennis looks good. There was a time, Freddie, when, no kidding, most of the stuff that Charles and I would watch was always the women's side because it was better. It was a better brand. It was more competitive. But I like what I see with the men. You gave me you hedged your pick on the men's side. Who's taking the women?
That's a toss up. Inga Swiatek. I mean, she's the number one woman in the world, right? But there are so many good women. You got Sabalenka.
I don't like Sabalenka. Just for the record, I listen. All this screaming, Freddie. I can't. She was on the other. I had to turn the channel. I wanted to watch the man. I'm talking about worse than Sharapova. Yells every time she hits the ball like you stabbed her with something.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I agree with Charles. She's in that hunt. That is not who I have when I think that Swiatek, to me, is right there. But I also think it can go one of two ways. And I'll also say that I do not have Coco getting to the quarters, which leads me to the last segment here. I'm going to give you just names, right? Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. They can be on the up and coming. They can be, whatever. Okay. And I want to start with Coco. What do you see with her today in her game?
Again, I mean, she's really good mentally tough, but until she gets a world-class forehand, that's going to be her. It's still the shot that all the top players, any player that plays her, that's the shot they pick on. Is her forehand. That's just a shot.
I think she needs to grow emotionally. I agree with what you're saying from the tennis perspective, but what I saw at Wimbledon, yelling at Brad Gilbert and all those, the minute things start tanking, it's like there was no composure. And to me, to be a champion, I don't care what the sport is. You know what? You're going to lose some tough ones. You're going to lose some ones that you should have won. But that composure, I think, is what makes the difference between those that will ascend.
How old is she? What, 22?
I want to say, is she 22, Freddie?
No, I don't think she's 22.
I don't think she's 22, man.
I think she's 20.
She's a kid.
I think she's 20 or 21.
Right? She's a kid. I mean, she's still young, and with that maturity,
You think it comes with age?
With age, and I think by the time she's 22, 23, 24, she'll be in a better. She's just young right now. If she's 20, and I think that's what it is with Coco.
Still, it's a lot of upside for her, right? Way more, and I think than it is for Jessica Pegula, right? I think Coco's upside is she's got a lot of upside, but like I said, it's until she That forehand is her weakness, and
That's what they're
keeps twisting.
attacking.
That's going to be one.
All right. Next name I got for you, Madison Keys. I know that frustration.
Probably the most talented woman in the last 10 years on tour. She's got everything she does well. Mentally is her issue. She cannot, in the big moments, everything breaks down. Her mental breaks down, forehand, backhand, everything breaks down. I hated that she probably is going to retire as one of those individuals that is one of the most talented individuals that never want to make it. And I want to throw this in. I know we got to get ready to end here. My dark horse for the tennis is Kwanwan Zhang. I think I pronounced her name correctly. She won the gold medal at the Olympics, and she won it because Quan Wen, the girl, she serves so well, right? If she can serve like that on this hard court, right, I'm gonna give her a chance. She's my dark horse.
Right, but you got to take it one step further for us. How far does she go? Quarters, semis, how far?
I'm saying she's gonna be at least a semifinals.
You heard it here, folks, and we will come back with him and see just how close.
At least a semifinalist, and then she'll get knocked out tomorrow.
We'll see just how close she actually does come to that. Charles, appreciate you taking the time, brothers. It's good to come on and talk tennis. We got to do more of that.
Next time, Rusty, my suggestion is let's talk about the actual venue, right? Because the venue was just amazing.
We could do that. We could have a show about the venue, about how to watch it, about how I don't like the people that are announcing it. We listen, trust me, we will do a follow-up on that. When we get close to the semis, we're going to come back and bring you back. That's going to be a discussion. Who's in the semis? We're going to talk about the venue. I'm going to talk about Johnny Mac. I'm going to talk about Chrissy. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. Smoke is coming. So before we get out, let me see if the guys got something to say. Freddie, I'm going to start with you, buddy. You got something to say today?
Nothing here.
Cool. How about you, Charles? We do a thing at the end of the show. If it's something on your mind, you got something to say?
Thank you guys for inviting me to Sports Talk, talking with you and Freddie, right, about a little bit of sports. Tennis is really close to my heart because I used to be an avid tennis player.
All right, so it looks like we lost Freddie. We were just wrapping up. And again, Charles, thanks so much, man. Glad you were here. We will do that follow-up show. For those of you guys that are watching, we hope you guys really take some time during this 2 weeks. There's some really good tennis being played. I've got some of it up on the screen right now. I'll be watching some tonight, and I'll be texting with that young man for the next 2 weeks about, did you see whatever? Hopefully you guys did the same. And we will bring Charles back before we close out the U.S. Open, because we really do need to have that conversation about the venue, about the announcers, about all the things that surround the U.S. Open. As always, brother, appreciate you, man.